potentially at some point you would also see something. Potentially, that is. Yeah, there's something there. Now we wait for the other side. Yes, look at it. It's a game that I precisely played the tutorial for once, and where was it? Techboy played a bit more of it, so there are some nice little achievements he has already managed to get. For myself, I looked at this and went like, yeah, this is the kind of game I'm not going to be good at, isn't it? But hey, it's not as bad as Dominion, so there's some hope. Potentially that I will not just completely fail, although I do not really see yet how precisely this is going to work out. It is indeed the kind of game that lives and dies, very much so, with your ability to engage with the meta and embroil yourself, and it is also probably rather true. Because otherwise I can absolutely see this getting repetitive, and so we shall, I did kind of listen to the music, and then I was like, yeah, this is not pleasant. That's not good, to put it mildly, but I will find something somewhere on YouTube or whatever else, something dark and fitting, because I shall give you a nice little introduction what we're actually going to do. Of course, I made the pictures a bit more pleasant to the eye. So, what even is this? Might be a question that you might be finding yourself asking. And, well, it is a game about ye olde Elder Gods. Those creepy crawlies who have been asleep for millennia at times, always festering just out of sight, where the whole world is quite literally unaware that, well, you're about to wake up in a rather angry mood. Why are you closing the bathroom door, Kitty? Okay, now you're opening it again. Don't mind me. Back to Elder Gods. Far more pleasant topic, if you ask me. So, the whole point of this game, far as I can tell from the tutorial, is that basically, you are the underlying shadow that creeps and crawls around and makes people do horrible things. You can make literally people mad. Not just in, angry, but in mad form. That's very explanatory. There's a lot of little mechanics here that I've played around just in the purview of the tutorial. To say that I have a great understanding of it would be quite the unfortunate lie. But yeah. The point is basically, yes, you be good evil, you have some agents running around doing shit for you, and it's fun. So for the most part I played with her because I kind of like the picture, but there's some others with special mechanics, of course, that I'm probably not going to engage with right now. Because I'm already going to have my fair share of problems just getting things to be working instead of, anything else. But I can see some potential playing with some of the others. I do love these new pictures. The old pictures were kind of as you would expect from an Elder God. Somewhat horrible, especially when you look at things like the hive mind thing. It's basically a giant fucking insect. It's not pleasant to look at. And there's other things. This one is nice because it's the tutorial one, so I at least know what her powers actually do. This one has a special item, apparently, that basically rolls or carrying around a fucking tome that drives people insane. I can see this being fun. Although I have not really understood yet how the item exchange works the other way around. I mean, I can trade between my agents, surely, but how do I give this to heroes? I'm just gonna go up to them and go like, hey, here, look, it's a gift. It's basically the reason why I've not really played around with the other ones yet. I said, I had basically like one not even finished round of this game before I decided like, I'm gonna put this on the list and play it at some point when I want some strategy game to play around with. But I can absolutely see some nice potential here. Although, and that is something you're gonna see once we start actually playing the game, you really need to be able to immerse yourself in what you're actually doing, because otherwise I can absolutely see this being quite the repetitive experience, so to speak. But hey, it's not something I find particularly difficult, to put it mildly. But without much further ado, let's actually click it. That one too, the evil beneath. Basically tentacles, if You ever wanted to see some fucking tentacle rape? Yeah, you can literally rape the whole world with tentacles. Ah, that is a mental picture that I do find rather amusing, especially with this young lady featuring rather dominantly knit. Well, where have you been? Well, strategy. Between my internet not working at times and the fact that I have proven myself to be a bit too competent at my workplace, I've been busy. Actually, I shouldn't even be here now. I should be training, giving a presentation that I have prepared on this particular weekend, because that's what I do on Monday. And then I went like, fuck it. I found a nice little game on Attack Boy's little list, and I was like, I'm gonna play this now. Because I was getting fucking sick and tired of not playing games. As you can imagine. But yeah, today we're gonna play as an Elder God. An Elder Abomination that I made far more pleasant with some waifu art. Because of course I would. Given half a chance, I always would. Actually you can show what to this. Why do you need to make a presentation? Well, as I said before, I have kind of proven myself to be somewhat more competent than I should have. At which points the teachers is the wrong word, but the person that was like, can you imagine yourself, working our job? I was like, technically speaking, yes. What are the qualifications I need? And they were like, I mean, you've got a job, you've got your finished apprenticeship, so you've got all the documentation. You need the there's a certain documentation you can get that basically allows you to train people in your field. And then we're like, you wanna, try this? We had an event, so we listened to a seminar, and we kind of wanna work this into our routine here. So why don't you do that? I was like, okay, fair enough, I can. So on Friday, after I was done with my official part, I sat down with the others, and we worked basically through the format and how to do this. And then Saturday, yes, I spent basically doing the PowerPoint presentation and trying to get it into a format that kind of feels like an hour, 1.5, basically in a somewhat reasonable fashion. After that, I was just fucking tired and went to bed. And today, I trained giving that presentation a few times, and then I was like, you know what, I'm done for today. Indeed, that is actually on the menu once more as well, because we had basically a career day event at the City Hall, where basically a lot of the potential workplaces kind of introduce themselves and, you exchange some information. And lo and behold, the city actually and a few of the other government agencies that we have around here actually were there. Of course, me being me, I went over there. It's like, hi, I would like to work for the government. Seems like a pretty fucking safe deal. They were like, yeah, don't really have anything right now, but there might be something. Because, there was somebody there I got along with pretty well. In the near future, the government goes through a hellish amount of nonsense before they actually, publicly advertise any position. It's a bit of a drag, but, it's in the making again. And then, around about half an hour ago, actually, I was like, okay, now what? I need to take a break. My brain is just done for today. Wait, kitty, not right now, because I know what you want. And I decided I want to play some games, and I wanted to play this game. And then I was like, you know what? If I don't stream it now, I'll probably not get another opportunity for at least another week. I mean, it's only this month, mind you. Once this month is over, so come the 30th of this particular month, I'll be finally freed from this particular occupation. So good on me, because that means we can actually play some more again. But this month was indeed rather rough. Now then, as I said, I played one round in the tutorial with this little snake lady here, and, well, I mean, to be fair, we all know, or have always somewhat assumed at least, that all evil in this world stems from womanhood, and, well, this particular lady will indeed make absolutely damn sure that you find your suspicions somewhat correct. But yeah, sitting in this menu is probably going to get rather tiring, so we're just going to go in. There's a nice bit of text here about she who will feast. Well, She's designed to be simpler than the others because she doesn't actually have any special mechanics. She has some mechanics, she has some powers that help you to spread your creepy crawly shadow around the world and infiltrate places, which is precisely why I would like to stay with her, basically. And she will wake up at some point. Which turn? One of the later turns, I think. Not even going to make an educated guess here because I didn't look up when she spawned. But when she spawns, she's basically a giant army that is pretty fucking useful to have around. And, well, also when she spawns, she actually destroys basically everything that is around her. So if there's a city nearby, that city is going to get flattened. So sure, that's pretty cool. I do like that, basically. And there are different ways you can win. We are going to look at that a bit later. I'm also going to need to find some random music I can actually listen to in the background. What about this one? Sounds nice and dark, doesn't it? Fitting. Fitting indeed. But yeah, I'm not sure. So we're just gonna go with her. Understand? Okay, found it. There's a lot. Seems a lot bigger than what it should be, isn't it? I guess this is to set up that strategy. No, not strategy. Strategy, I don't think has played this game yet. Tech boy use. Do I want to play around with that? Oh, yeah, let's make the world a bit smaller, shall we? That seems reasonable to do. Sure, give me a random world, give me normal difficulty and advanced options. Turn limit. I'm never gonna be a fan of turn limits whatsoever, because, well, if I want to play up absurdum, I kinda wish to do so, so that offers a good option. Orcs. Orcs are also nice. You can play with orcs, somewhat. You can make them become strong and shit, and annoy the humans, which is a good distraction, I can imagine. I haven't really succeeded in my own attempts interacting with the orcs, but maybe we'll try. Deep ones, of course, you know, because Cthulhu assaults are gonna be like, hey, you can't make Elder God shit without me pissing all in your cornflakes, of course. I'm kinda liking this. And elves. Not a fan of elves. I hate elves. Rather obviously. But hey, we will take it all. Humanity is vulnerable, alliance can be enshadowed and infiltrated, that sounds good. You seen the German ship? Well, yes, I have. And you people always say we Germans don't have a sense of humor. Actually, I think that was one of our cruisers, wasn't it? And two others. Let me see if I can find, because, as you know, I'm not good with names. When, of course, you know, that is precisely the sort of thing you should blast when you're going over the Thames. Yeah, that is. What's the name again of your little ship? A spokesperson from the German Navy told the BBC the music had no deeper message and the commander can choose the music freely. Yes. Which ship was it? I know I've read your name somewhere, probably on one of the German sites, didn't I? Ah, right, the Braunschweig, of course. Ah, right, it's a Corvette, of course. I hate modern classifications, even when it comes to ships. But as we can clearly say and see, well, I mean, to be fair, that is not the first time that the German Navy has had a good bit of humor when it comes to our arrival on the islands. There have been some other rather interesting choice pieces that were played when German ships either come into or leave the most splendorous city of London. Let's just say. Some of those could be interpreted in a very, very bad way, but see, everybody says the Germans don't have any sense of humor. We do. It's just a very special sort of humor that we rarely show. Mostly because when we do, people call us fucking Nazis. There was one time, what was it again? It's a song from the end of the 70s, I think, where that basically has some rather provocative lines in it about London City and zombies and shit. I don't remember which one precisely. I do remember that I read about it and was like, hey, that's provocative. But yeah, the Navy has a bit of a hate boner for the British Empire. As I said, you know, it's not like the German Navy specifically doesn't have any sense of humor. No, they do. They do indeed. For better or for worse. Oh, let me see. Mid-challenge events. Oh yeah, that's okay. No, it's okay. Shuffle random seat. No. Oh right, yeah, smaller islands. No, actually, sounds rather nice because smaller islands. Here's off the end. Yeah, sure. Give me islands. One was not meant the way we took. Well. It's always a bit of a risky move. Deciding what you play, isn't it? We have holy orders. Number of witches. How many different witch holy orders will spawn? 1. That is also something you can get invested in. Encroaching your darkness into the holy orders and turning them away from humanity. It can be actually somewhat interesting. You know, spawning a well, not spawning, but taking over a faith and making them become all evil. Sounds kind of fun. Maybe we'll do that. We'll see. Human responses. Conclass. Conclass. Magical arms race. Major progress. Rulers can deploy armies. Okay. Chosen one respawn. Recommended. Game is balanced around always having a... Obviously, you need a chosen one. Where there are the Elder Gods, there of course needs to be the chosen hero who does everything in his power to stop your evil. We are World Panic. Yeah. World Panic. No minimum panic. I kind of like this. Might not be. It might be set up for this, honestly, for the default option, but I do kind of like it that the panic in the world is just influenced by my own, well, actions. Because honestly, since I kind of said before, this game is a lot about immersion. It's kind of don't really see humanity just getting ever more panicky, while technically speaking you're not doing anything. So binding that directly to my actions seems more reasonable, I guess. Maybe it's just an excuse to make my life a bit easier, but as I said, it's not like I'm planning to actually, or well, hoping to actually win this game. Let's push the start button, see, and take a look at the world that will be generated now randomly. For some reason, this shit, I'm pretty sure I told you to turn this off, but for some reason you're showing me again. But maybe the tutorial doesn't count. It shouldn't show up again because, well, let's be honest, yeah, I'm pretty sure TechBoy played more than enough of this. Well then. For the moment, and the first time I looked at this particular map, I was like, ah, yes, Dominions, I remember you. Luckily enough, this game is not nearly as complex as, well, Dominions. Because otherwise I would have to give up life and many other things. Literally, I don't ever want to come in a situation where I would have to actively play Dominions for an audience, because that would be kinda sad. People would be starting shouting and screaming at me because I'm a fucking idiot when it comes to that game. It's just too complicated. Now then, let's see how the world looks, apart from some islands up north. What do we have? It's a good question, isn't it? As you can see, we have stuff up here, you know, like power, because we have powers. Right now we have precisely one power, which is fucking disgustingly useless. Not completely, mind you. It does cost the unit a bit of progress towards whatever task they're doing, because the basic idea of the game is basically like, you have your little agents here, like this is our first one, the Supplicant, our most fervent believer in the Dark Gods. And of course this guy has, well, not much going for him, to be fair. you can see, he's one of those individuals who has, for once, no backstory, no family, nothing. Spawned out of the Dark Womb itself, basically. Yeah, he's your first and most ardent follower, and he will spread the good word. Now, here you see about Panic, which kinda influences it, so once the shadow starts spreading, the people will get panicky because, well, you know, something unsettling is happening. Settlements lost, fallen heroes, and temporary effects, all the nonsense. Then we have our victory conditions. We need 200 points to win, and we get population from a Dark Empire, because of course we can turn humanity against humanity and creating our own Dark Empire, a loyal servant state to the Dark Powers. Yes, yes. We get some percentage from Enshadowed and Insane Rulers and Heroes, because of course the Shadow infects your mind. And there's other assumptions, like, you know, how much population that is enshadowed outside the Dark Empire, and how much population we have destroyed, because of course once our dear little snake lady wakes up all hungrily, like any good man, you should know that if your beloved little snake lady wakes up all hungry, that is not a good state to be in. You should have run away, probably. There's a good chance she might potentially just start, well, eating you, and your armies, and your cities, and pretty much everything else she can get her grubby little hands on. But yeah, also, I don't think that was in the original game, because Techboy asked him what's the underground. He was like, I don't know, I haven't played it since they apparently added that, so I'm gonna stay a fuck away from that. I barely managed to get that idea of how the game works as it is. I'm not going to try that. But yeah, basic mechanic is we have our little supplicant, we decide where to send him, and then we tell him what to do there. Which leads to him generating both profile and menace. Profile means how much, well, known he is, which is a problem. I'm pretty sure she's going to eat them. She's quite literally called She Who Will Feast. And feasting is basically her end goal. Once she's awake, that is. Right now she's still sleeping. Look, here in the little elder tomb. Right about here. There, she is. She's sleeping. Most peacefully. Most nicely. You could probably, you know, I'll shake her most unfriendly and she wouldn't wake up. I'm checking speaking, I guess you could fuck an elder god while they are asleep and they wouldn't really care. So far as this is an elder god that has an actual physical body. To be fair. But once they wake up, they will be rather happy little lads. And then we also, of course, have the Chosen One. Let's take a look at our Chosen One, shall we? What are you called? Wayfinder. That names are killing me. There you are. Wayfinder. Great, you're gonna give me a cancer just by your name. You are a fucking elf, of course. I hate elves. For multiple reasons. In this particular case, I hate elves because, well, they're kinda undying after all, which makes them a pain in the ass. She has a little elf stone. I hate elf stones. One of those things that kinda breaks your rabbit road little enshadowing, so it makes it a lot harder to enshadow people who carry around little fucking elf stones. Unluckily for us, the elves for the most part are kinda arrogant little cunts, as we all know they are. They're not really doing that much. We now have a nice little amount of orky-walkies up here. That's kinda cute. There's another orc. Actually, quite a few orcs here. Interesting, interesting. We might want to convince them to do something else. Of course, we also can get some agents, which is awesome. These are the generic ones. You can summon them basically ab absurdum, so long as you have agent points over. And these are the special ones. You summon them, they do your bidding, and well, if you're stupid enough to fucking let them die, they are not gonna come back. These are winch only. It's a lesson I learned rather painfully. Put it mildly. When I lost my little, what was it in the courtier, I think? Pretty sure it was courtier. Let's, well, the elves are kinda predominant, aren't they? That's not good. Mostly because I hate the elves, but to be fair, the elves have one advantage. They are a lot more stable in their doings than human nations, let's say. Now, who's the strongest right now? The Queendom of Defero. followed by the dwarves of Erum, followed by the kingdom of Kontur. And then come the elves of Nisant. Okay. How the fuck are you not strong, considering how much land you own? Are you just fucking... Oh, it's because that's the elves and that's the... yeah, that's the Queendom of Defero, of course. Kala, my old enemy, I see you have found me again. The reason I'm sitting around here, like a complete idiot, is that I'm kind of thinking about what we should aim for doing. I mean, in this particular case, I actually choose the islands because I was thinking of trying to introduce the world to a lot of deep ones along the way, which can be fun, mind you. Quite fun indeed. Because, of course, the deep ones are going to drive everyone rather evenly mad. On the other hand, we do have a rather large and big, well, queendom that we could infiltrate, or start infiltrating at least, and see what we can do there. Because, you know, if we could turn this particular place into, well, kind of depends on if it actually manages to last that long, but if it keeps its size and we turn it into a Dark Empire, that would be quite the force to reckon with. Not really a bad idea. And we don't need to settle just on one thing, mind you. We can somewhat split our attention. Probably not a good idea, especially if you're like me in the situation where you're not that experienced in the game, but well then. But I do kind of would like to see this giant empire turn evil, to be completely fair and honest with you. It's probably going to require a lot of work. Because if memory serves, once you declare the Dark Empire, you need... well, basically everyone who has a certain amount of darkness in them will be quite happy about declaring the Third Reich, basically. While everybody who is not as into that whole race thing is going to be like, maybe not. That's also, of course, a good chance, because, well, you know, you take a look around at the world and you realize that the world right now has a lot of things that they probably care about more than my little shenanigans. If I had to take an educated guess, we have the conflicts between the human empires, of course, who are never gonna be peaceful. Then we have the elves sitting around all snuggly and all snarkily going like, those humans, disgusting. Probably... yeah, I guess I would care about the orcs a little bit. Running around and raiding shit. Which puts us in that nice situation where we can do all of the horrible fucking shit we want, because, well, nobody's going to fucking be able to stop us. Yet. Let's see here, you have 9 security, that's gonna make this a pain in the ass to take over in any way, shape or form, even if I bribe the guards. Because that would reduce the security by 2, and we have this option, which... another 1 point. Not a bad idea. And you know what, they do say that those who don't dare... oh, if I wanted to get a courtier, and I want my little first, or well, second servant, of course, to go to the city of Dissint and start working his magic. Well, and then he gets his little starting thing. I personally like the noble connections because, well, look, it's less security. Now that I understand why that is important is kind of the more security they have, the harder it is to take actions. Namely these actions. Meaning, right now it will take us 63 fucking turns to infiltrate the market. And it's probably gonna take us just as long to infiltrate the docks. Now, since infiltration is basically the, well, standard basic thing you kind of want to do, and as the Snake Lady you also get a power that allows you to infiltrate a place that hasn't been infiltrated before. Rather useful, that one. I think we are going to, well, start precisely that. There are a lot of mechanics that I'm somewhat still not too sure how I can actually see. For example, there's a plague mechanic. You can spread the plague and make panic about it and shit, which is awesome. But, I really don't know how to see all the singular modifiers yet. But yeah, basically, this is their capital city. capital of Queendom of Deferio. There's the queen. The queen, of course, has, well, as you can kind of see, lots and lots of family, which is also important because there's stuff like blood magic, which kind of works with bloodlines. A lot of that kind of goes for the, can I not see this option right now? Come here, my little agent. With this shit, steal rulers' items, steal heroes' items, and then you can use stuff like curses and shit. It's surprisingly complex of a game, considering how simple its presentation is. As I said, you know. Now then, our grand schemes will start with some good old-fashioned bribing of the guards, of course. It's a classic. While our little supplicant here. I'm somewhat tempted to really try, because wherever there are dogs, usually you can try summoning some dark ones. Dark ones. We are the dark ones. We are summoning deep ones, to be more precise. And creating a bit of a northern problem where everybody is getting mad and, you know, all aquatic and shit. Sounds rather fun, doesn't it, for an opener? I don't know if that is a good opener, mind you, because as I said before, I'm severely lacking experience in this particular game, but... Mission of 1%. Dying Light. I like that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she was the last time as well. Yeah, of course, Stu gets the start, and, well, he's pretty good at Intrigue, which is the stat you need, because, you know, we, of course, have stats for our little villains. Yeah. I guess from our perspective, they are the heroes. Oh, well, willing servants of the darkness. And, actually, I can rename you. I didn't see that before. Hey, strategy, want to be a supplicant or a courtier or something? Do let me know. Because, apparently I can rename people. Can I rename my elder too? No, not really. Sadness. Okay, so we are going for that. Heroes fine. I mean, you can be the first servant of the Snake Lady, or you can be the, what actually is the courtier when you think about it? I guess some lesser noble, I suppose, would be a pretty good way of saying it. I do think that the supplicant seems more reasonable. Now then, strategy. Your first job in the Langbidding command of an evil being seems fine. Yeah. You are the first follower, the greatest hero of our agenda. And I think your first job shall be to focus exclusively on getting access to the different great cities on the coast and turning them off into a paradise for the deep ones. So that we have a plausible deniability when everyone goes like, what evil is wrong in the world? And we can go and point to the deep ones and go like, yeah, it's Cthulhu again. It's that one. Totally not us. We're harmless. I don't know if it's going to work, but I do like the headcanon I can make. As I said, you know, this is a kind of game where you do need to immerse yourself a little bit in the story you are creating yourself. Because otherwise, you'll see what I mean once we enter like turn 200. Oh, library. I think if libraries produce arcane knowledge, which allows you to learn magic. Do I want to turn a little strategy into a blood mage who runs around and steals shit and then turns said stolen shit into curses for whole families? I think actually, no, I think there is a because I did went through the list of achievements to see what our little tech boy already has done in this game, and there was one about vampirism, and I'm pretty sure that involves blood magic. Might be an option. You can also do stuff like this, you know. Because the arcane secret to inflict 10 sanity damage to any hero who studies it. I can basically lay little traps, and once the heroes come and try to study the matrix to become more tough, they instead will get insane. And then we have no gold, which means bribing the guards is not actually an option, and let's see here. You get 19 of your food from Brit Village. Okay, so we'll have to start doing something about Brit Village then. Because I'm not gonna sit here for 63 turns Or rather, I'm not gonna let poor little strategy sit there for 63 turns. And do nothing, actually, now. So yeah, there's some heroes here. Now, there is a witch covenant somewhere, or there should be one at least. We also might want to start interacting with them as well. Because you see, there's faith in the world. I know, to no one's surprise, in a rather medieval world, there is indeed faith. And there should be here. This should be a witch covenant. Now, for the most part, witches are kinda tolerated by humanity and kinda tolerating humanity, but you can turn them into something rather fun, engaging. You can make them spread madness, for example. You can make them spread a liking for the deep ones. You can, well, let them preach the good word. You catch my meaning. And the question is, what the fuck are they? So, like, medieval witches. You know, this game is surprisingly fun. I played just the tutorial and then I let the game run after the game was like, yeah, done now. And I basically wasted like 2 hours just sitting there and I'm using myself with the own little stories that I created in my head, basically. Much too amusing. 19 turns, that sounds a lot better. We should, of course, infiltrate this as well, because I think this is actually a very small nation, isn't it? Yeah. Long as they help, indeed. And we are going to make sure those witches are very, very helpful. Spreading their faith. And making sure that they're spreading the right faith. But for starters, we have the option of Raid the Periphery, which is going to weaken the city of Brat. Why, you might wonder, because, well, food is going to get short. And a hungry population is not a nice and quiet population. Not at fucking all. Now then, right now it would take us still 50 turns, because, well, technically we could do the same thing here. They get from Fort Differo most of their food, so from here. We could go over there as well and try to work on that. I mean, 50 turns is technically speaking not that bad. I know, you'd be sitting there going like, that sounds horrible. But we can listen that as well. Now, we are doing this, and doing this. Oh yeah, and I was looking for the, wrong one. Because normally, I'm pretty sure the, Flex Circle does not... Are you fucking shitting me? You're right next door. Oh, that's great. Now I'm somewhat... I'm tempted to send the courtier over there and actually deal with them, although I'm gonna get a new agent relatively soon. And then I'm gonna start engaging with the Coven. We're gonna spread ourselves out just a little bit, basically. Just a little bit. I'm gonna try to get ourselves into the major human kingdom to eventually potentially turn it into a dark empire. We're gonna start spreading the deep ones in the north. And as soon as we get another agent, we're also going to start interacting with the Coven. And then maybe some orc action. Maybe, you know, making the orcs grow or large and tough and dangerous might be an interesting option as well. I'm pretty sure there's a horrible idea to spread yourself out that far instead of focusing on one objective, but... why not? That's what she here. Start Plague. That too is a nice option. But one time I started the Plague, I didn't really know how to fucking see the Plague, so I was kind of sad about that. There's probably a menu somewhere. So, look, got an energy drink for free. It's awesome. Now then. Let us pass the turns, all nice and quietly. And wait for something to happen. Just in case you're wondering, yeah, we are passing turns. It's just that nothing happens, so nothing pops up. Recruit crap. Yeah, I was about to say you don't have a family or something. As soon as we have a bit more power, Look at that strategy. You pillaged the village. You're a horrible, horrible creature, aren't you, strategy? Can't believe you. Disgusting. And evil. I find it highly amusing. Now you go over here. And wait a turn for them to start getting hungry. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Below for a turn. Because you see, that gave you profile. People are now more aware that you exist. And you're menacing. Which is kinda understandable if some random dude shows up and starts, you know, raping houses and pillaging women. One way or the other. That does give you somewhat of an first impression, let's say. Well, in Little City, how are you right now? Are you starting to get hungry? You have... Yes, you do get hungry. Fuel the fire. Unrest can trigger a crisis if unrest reaches... I could incite the masses a little bit more. Where can I... I've got some money now. Nice. Let's just still sadly lack money. I guess I'm gonna let you incite the masses a little bit. Thunderstorm. Thunder cracks overhead and lightning rages and arcs across the sky as the very environment turns against the courtier. Found himself caught in a violent thunderstorm that threatens to topple trees and electrify the unfortunate. It can be done by mortals other than seeking cover or wrapping up, braving the storm. The servants of elder beings might be able to call upon their patron's power and do what others cannot. That's a lot of damage. Oh, what? Fuck. Just suffer it. You can take a rest after you're done. Waven Spint Pate, I will need to rename you in something more better, is now 100% aware. It represents them being aware of your presence, nature, and true threat. They are not highly shadowed, they will try to act against you to defend the wood. Well, she, I guess, is the chosen one. Of course she's aware that we are the evil one. Well, she's usually the first one. That basically gives you a nice counter agent that will always be against you. Unless you break their mind. Totally. Or shadow them. Or kill them. Which will usually lead to new chosen one coming along. But yeah, there's some nice options you can interact with them. Where are you? I need to rename you. Wayfinder. Yes, let's go the simple way. The bitch. Far easier to say. So now we know that the bitch is around and she's probably going to start telling people about me. It's not good. Well, oh well. When will the seals break? Well, the first seal, that is. In one turn, good. The shield is broken. Ice in the shadow. Boost infiltration in selected location. Oh, that sounds not very useful. Unless... Oh, look here. These are the three places they have. The library, the docks, and the city palace. Boom. One of them immediately infiltrated. That's why I like the Snake Lady so much. It's an amazing power. Basically going to make your life a lot easier, let's just say. Because now we only need to infiltrate the docks, and then we could potentially infiltrate the palace to, well, gain access of far more things. I don't really have much in the lower stat. There are actually some agents that are better suited from the get-go to become powerful mages. The Monarch. A creature that will lead the Dark Empire at some point. Because of course you can't... There's some you can play... get anytime, basically, like the Trickster. The Baroness, you kinda require a location with a desecrated holy site. Because of course. The Survivor. Not held by humans with terrain either Arctic, snow or tundra, and for world panic to be above 30%. We'll reach that point sooner or later, because the world will become more aware now that the hero is starting to run around and tell people like, hey, as an elder threat? The Plague Doctor? He? She? It? A very good question. Because, you know, after a certain point of self-experimentation, it is becoming rather hard to tell what that once was. It's a rather nice little creature that really likes plagues. Also a pretty good mage, if you want to. The monarch kind of requires me to have a capital city at 100% enchantment, but technically speaking, this is a capital city. If I enshadow this one, you know, for 100%, I summon a monarch and declare a very small dark empire here. It doesn't really sound like it would be much use, would it now? Which is why we're not going for that, of course. Now then, right now it would take you 44 turns to infiltrate the Mayhaps it would make more sense to start with the Coven. Difficult, isn't it? Now then, I mean, since you're getting most of your food, well, a lot of your food at least, from Fort Differio. Alright, you had somewhat gotten yourself damaged. So take a bit of time to rest and relax, get yourself up again. Little Courtier, we do not wish for you to die unnecessarily early. Other Lavender Diese has preached the cause of the Holy Order, Brotherhood of Light, and has managed to sway Baron Webu Diese to the side. These names are going to be fucking horrible for me, aren't they? Yes, they will. Good. Okay, we go over here and raid the periphery. How long would it take me? 113 fucking turns. Wow. How about we start with an infiltration then? I mean, it's the biggest empire, you know. If that empire is not well protected and well able to defend itself against infiltration, then the rest of humanity probably never stood a chance to begin with. Another opinions wait. Curious Nobles. Strategy is brought before the city of Bratz Curious Nobles. The local elite have sought our pawn out, but we need to assist them, either to further their own mundane goals, or to simply partake in something extraordinary. All must first be convinced the one they are supporting before a single copper is given away. Your agent's refusal to prove himself would affect his mystic fame, possibly for the better. A display then. 25 gold. Lose a little bit of progress, and the profile is increased. Your profile is not that high, is it now? 9. Drive a falsehood. Display it shall be then. Strategy gains some money. I must say, I'm kind of liking this particular playlist I found. I'm gonna save that one for later. Also, this nice little symbol here usually means that there's some food shortage. Are you done? Not yet. Yes, you try to get people to see the light. I sure as hell see no problem with that. Yes. Facing a few more turns. Bam. Strategy completes. Fuel the fire. Unrest has increased by 100%. Now, where can I actually see that? Because, you know, doesn't really seem like a responsibility. 76% unrest. Is that at minus 50% farming? Plus 20% docks. I mean, it's the Northern Kingdom. The habitability is not going to be that high. It's in the snow and shit. Oh, a nice treasury though. The security is kind of fucked. Okay, now that your security is fucked as much, I have to infiltrate the docks. It would still take me 30 turns. Organized descent. Which decreases security, increases unrest for many turns until the ruler changes. I see. Interesting. It will only take 9 turns to do this. First we're gonna bribe the guards. A bit of money in the right hands, as they say. And open many a door. So it's only 20 turns to infiltrate the docks. Nice. How low is your security at the moment too? So if we organize descent, which will take 9 turns. This should get actually even lower. Yes, strategy. You shall be... well, how to put it mildly, you're going to be the speaker of the masses. I want to make them rise up against their most disgusting and abhorrent ruler. Yes. So we shall claim otherwise. Another one joining the Brotherhood of Light after having been preached to. Disgusting. It's high time that we get our own faith going. Watched. The guards patrol as orders, and the watchmen do their duty. One watches patiently, and gossip is often as the elderly woman of the city. A vast network to rival any a spy master could craft. Becoming suspicious of the courtiers' coming and goings. Uttering about their presumed misdeeds and foul motives. I not suspect the truth, but they certainly have experience enough to note when something is wrong. When someone is hiding something. Gain 10 profile? I don't really have much in my profile. Silence them, gain 10 minutes. Yeah, just randomly start killing the old woman in the city. We are gonna be very, very, very careful to stay below the radar for the moment. Get a new agent as another seal has been broken. The Seeker. Don't really have played with you yet, so I don't really know. Automatic creature able to change. Yes, okay. Exile, Fast Underground. Spellbinder. Location, waiting to be reached. You can disrupt heroes and help other agents complete the challenges. Benefits from planning coordinated strategies. Okay, not bad. You have 3 lore. You have 3 intrigue. The aristocrat. Causing mind-scale political discord, starting civil wars and intentional incidents. She could raise you to set up crises. Black plagues and famines, which will help fix. So cause high Reiki nobles to hate each other. Interesting. Dissident. I'm not gonna change to be undertaken. Never. Well, you have 2 characters now that are pretty good with the intrigue. What it might. Do I want a the Cuthbert is actually one that I got introduced to in the tutorial. She has a bit of a special ability. She's had basically a nice little Medusa's gaze, which is pretty awesome if you're actually outright fighting other agents, heroes, quote unquote. Or you can get a nice little generic one. So to be fair, I mean, the names kinda tell you what they are, so you don't really need to be, you know, to take too much of a guess. You know, you have the Hierophant, which is basically your little, well, basically, you know, the next strategy, if strategy should die, a horrible death or sins, we can get a new one. Warlock is kinda just a mage character, pretty good at it, potentially, and the Warlord, which is basically, you know, versions of this, just more generalized. Baroness, and don't forget I had the Baroness. Defending a domain, she benefits from being near the desecrated holy site, and locations fall into shadow. Aha. We would need to desecrate a holy site before we can get here. The Seeker. The Spellbinder. I mean, you do have some lore and some intrigue, I suppose. But technically speaking, if I get you to infiltrate the Coven, because I'm pretty sure the challenge to the thingy, yes, that's very influence Holy Order, yes. Jesus, location, simple, pretty Holy Order. I think that was a lore challenge, I want to say. So if I get myself a little spellbindy, it must be created on... Shit. I don't really have much in the way of infiltrated libraries apart from precisely one. Ooh, it's gonna be a fucking long journey down there, isn't it? You know what they say, the elder gods are nothing if not patient. Prison Soul. As you use Kill, disrupt the killer for 13 turns. Regains power. Whenever destructor learns an arcane secret, gain 2 power, cannot exceed maximum. If in a location with a hero who is disrupted, extends a 1 turn. Release power. Gain 2 power, cannot exceed maximum. Okay. I mean, that sounds useful. Sorry to say this, little Spellbinder, but your first job is going to be somewhat more. Where was it? South? There. Spellbinder, are you for real? I am a bookworm. I love myself some good old-fashioned reading, and you're sending me on a fucking journey to fucking the South Pole from your perspective. It's like, yeah, I'm not prepared what I'm doing. Yeah, time to. Another person has become aware of our most brutal nature. Now, we do have more eyes in the shadows, which means we can infiltrate some more. And we could infiltrate the main city that we wish to here, or the fortress. I think I'm going to start doing this one, because this city is going to be a pain in the ass to do anyway, so... The market has now been infiltrated. You are infiltrating the fortress. It's only going to take you 8 turns. Life continues. Despite the anger and dissatisfaction boiling in the city of Brat, the people continue their lives, as humanity has during war and unrest throughout human history. Getting together to blow off steam, the citizens of this place are organizing a party. Disgusting. This could go some way towards cooling tensions here. Three minutes. Can we afford this minutes? What? Yeah, you're going to have to lay low a little bit once you have incited the people enough strategy, but apart from that, all is well in the world, isn't it? Unrest reaches tipping point. The unrest in the city of Brant has reached a tipping point, angered by countless wrongs, driven to desperation by the situations they find themselves in. The peasantry are rising up against their noble rulers. The sheer mass of humanity has overpowered the few gods. Pitchforks and rags are defeating halberds and steel armor by simple numeric advantage. There's an uncapped location with 100% innovation. Heads will roll. With the mob to be replaced in turn by an extra. Unrest is halved. Increases devastation by 100. Unrest is halved. You are doing some horrible things to that poor city, aren't you, strategy? How could you? But Dad, you've created some refugees, strategy. I hope you're aware of that. You're a horrible, horrible human being. Organized dissent. The anger is there, and the boiling hatred toward the rich, the powerful are those who eat while the peasantry goes hungry. They're safe whenever war comes, lauded in every song and poem. Various groups who are formed can be organized, coordinated, and armed. Strategy creating one hell of a mess here. Now it only takes me 10 fucking turns to infiltrate the docks. Just kinda what I was hoping for. Nice. So are you almost done? Yes. And the Spellbinder still has... What? Oh yeah, that's the underground map, isn't it? I don't know why the fuck we are looking at the underground map, but... Usually the shadow spreads also rather nicely and evenly in the darkness. It is the vast underground, of course. Another thunderstorm. Yeah, 2 or 4. 4 would kill the Courtier. Slow down, Courtier, slow down. No reason to risk your life just yet. City of Branta once again tries to celebrate. Start a fight again. Strategy is riling up the masses more. The sun begins to set. The first shadow begins to take hold. The world becomes slightly darker. As you expand your shadow, the nobles and heroes of the world will become obscured by darkness, lose the ability to fend themselves against your coming dominion. Stars shine less brightly. Must admit, I did find some pretty nice fucking Music. Dinner. Ah, my unit has arrived. Hello, little Spellbinder. What actually can you use? Twisted Space. Next, you're in the turn and this location will be disrupted. Use power. Will have their progress increased by 4. Nice. Okay, so if I tell you to infiltrate the Coven, that is going to take you 25 turns, which is not great.